Good morning, or good, or not good morning in your case.
Yeah, good evening. It's 6 o'clock here. So.
Hi. Okay,
Hi.
let me get this adjusted. Well, okay. Hello.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you for joining in today. It's great to meet you again. Yeah, the last time we met, I think, was at the IFPA AGM.
That's right, in Milton Keynes, wasn't it? How many years ago? 2, 3? 3 years probably now, isn't it?
That was the last one, yeah. It wasn't
yeah,
they haven't. Well, they had an online one last year, so and I think they're doing an in-person one this year. So
I'm not sure. The other day, but I wasn't sure whether it was in person or online. I'm not sure, so wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard anything as such. I hope you can all get together.
Oh,
that
would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I enjoyed that last one, and that's where we met, and we had a quick catch up. I remember, and so we haven't really got to know one another too well as well. So this is kind of a bit of a personal live stream chat as well, because I've been wanting to speak to you for a long time now.
Oh wow!
Thank you. So it's I always start the conversation off with just wanting to know how you got into aromatherapy, how you became an aromatherapist. When did you start? How did you start your schooling? That kind of thing. So whatever you want to talk about. Yep.
So where start? So it's kind of a long story, but it's not. So I always wanted to be an aromatherapist from a very, very young age. I was one of those little girls in the garden mixing the petals and, getting the lavender to see if I could get oil from the lavender. But, the timing just was never right for some reason. And life is all about timing, isn't it? My husband, I have 3 children. My husband was traveling and out of the country for very long periods at a time. So there I was, sort of left with 3 children, which was, very much a sort of a full-time job. So the timing wasn't right then. But my son, when he was pretty young, but it got worse when he was a teenager, had a lot of mental health issues. And he was being pumped full of medication and, that's what he needed. And there is nothing wrong with that. But in my heart, I thought, gosh, if only I could do something and help him, through complementary medicine. And still, I didn't do anything. Then the menopause hit me reasonably early. I thought, right, okay. And with no word of a lie, one evening I was sitting and reading a popular magazine, and it was all about people changing direction in midlife mainly. And there was one lady, and she decided to be an aromatherapist. And that very moment, I sat there and I thought, okay, this is it. This is the time. I'm going to do it. And literally the next morning, I started Googling courses. It was Neil's Yard, School of Natural Therapies, that really just sort of leapt out at me. And within 4 weeks, I was having an interview with Victoria, the tutor there. And within 4 months, I had started the course. So it was just sort of, it was a calling, and I've never looked back. It has been the best thing I've ever done. It's so highly rewarding, and I absolutely love it. So that's basically how I got into aromatherapy.
Okay. So there's a couple of different things in your life that kind of propelled you to do the course. What did you study there at Neil's Yard?
Say again, you're cutting out a little bit.
No, that's okay. What year did you study at Neil's Yard? Just curious.
2016.
Okay. Yeah. I just wasn't sure. As I said, I wasn't sure when you started there. So, oh wow, okay, that's fantastic. Yeah. So, during your journey into aromatherapy, I know you do other treatments as well, other types of therapy?
So first so many years, It was a lot of, blending for clients and full body aromatherapy treatments, which I loved. But it takes a toll on your body. And obviously I'm at a certain age and I'm not getting any younger. And I loved that. But it was when I would end the treatment and touch the face, and you would just see the clients just melting even more. And I thought, I want to do more with the face. And so I've gone on to do loads and loads of other courses. When you start, and even when you do the 2-year diploma course, that is really just the foundation. You go on. I've done so many CPD courses and various other courses. And one that I really, really enjoyed more than anything was facial massage. People hold so much tension in their face. It's a part of the body that, we don't exercise, we don't use. We talk and we laugh, but, we don't, do you know what I mean? So it's when I touched the face and I thought, gosh, I want to do more with this. So really, that has become a real signature treatment, and it's what everybody wants. A lot of people say it's more relaxing than a full body massage. You lie there for an hour, you do not move, and here I am, working on the scalp, working on the jaw, working on the face, and it's truly remarkable. It's a fantastic treatment. So that's my favourite.
No, absolutely. I love myself having a facial, and every night I try and do self-massage just on myself.
Yeah, so important.
Yeah, just when I put my oil on overnight before bed, I'll sit there for a good, and the bald head has to be so doing that, and it just feels really nice. But if I get one done, it's even more special. Like someone else's touch is fantastic. But I remember, and this is no word of a lie, you just reminded me when we were at Neil's yard. Do you remember we did facial massage?
Yes, you did the course, didn't you?
Yeah. I remember you brought me back to that room that day, and I can remember it vividly. I was working on Tom, the only other guy in the course, and it was the only time that during the facial massage, that everyone in the room fell asleep. Yeah. Dead quiet. And I was working on Tom, and I could just hear snoring out of the corner. I'm not sure who it was now. And then I looked around, and I was like, "Oh my god, everyone!" And then when Tom worked on me, I went to sleep. It was just like, wow. So I totally understand what.
It's really relaxed. Clients will say to me, "Oh gosh, I'm really sorry if I fall asleep, or if I snore," and I say, "No, please do," and you take it as a compliment if somebody goes to sleep, but they're forever apologising, that they've drifted off. It's quite funny. It's quite fun. Yeah. The other David, that I wanted to mention is also recently. When did I do this? Couple of years ago now, I went to see Karen at the Wells School, and I trained and did aromaflexology, which also is really, really popular. So I don't know if you know what aromaflexology is.
I'm not too familiar. I think I've seen Karen's posting on it before, so I can't really comment. But yeah, please do tell me, what was it like?
It's very similar to reflexology, but instead of working on the reflexes, you work on the body systems. So you'll work on the whole digestive system or the reproductive system, and very much like reflexology. The first part of it, you're sort of finding the issues, finding the congestion, sort of doing the diagnosis. But the beauty of aromaflexology is that you then get out your essential oils. So once you find an issue or an unbalance or whatever, then your essential oils address that issue. So it's really amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's something I've been a little bit interested in, actually, since I've been here. I've been really, I'm not sure why, but craving a foot massage, like proper, and reflexologist just go, there should be a corner, but it's a little bit, I'm a bit intimidated here because I heard they do really, really hard pressure.
Yes.
I've YouTube videos of people screaming in pain, so I'm a little bit, I don't want it that bad. That
no, be in pain. You must never be in pain. But it's a lot of people don't like their feet being touched. You know, they're either ticklish or just the thought of getting their feet out is, you know, something that they would never do. But no, it's a really popular. So if you can explore more, I'd really recommend it.
Okay, yeah, thank you I've got another friend who's a reflexologist who recommended that just do it. So I've always been a bit. I love giving a foot massage. I find it very. There's so much in there, you know, like on the anatomy side, if I could say that. It's so interesting when you start, you know, wiggling and moving, and you can just feel all different bits, and it's just fascinating. And we forget about our feet, like our face. We forget, you know, to properly. Yeah, we put skincare on and we do all the rest of it. But as you said, a proper massage and properly doing the feet is just really nice experience. So I've come around a foot massage more and more the older I've got, I think. So.
Well, I like to work sometimes with clients. I do the feet and the face, so they get both in one treatment, and then they're completely zonked. So that's wonderful, really wonderful.
Yeah. No, it's and there are two areas that you can do quite. What's the word? Kind of not easily, but especially if someone's not comfortable or can't get on couches. Really, I know I do facial work on like a reclining chair and sit behind, so the chair goes. My reclining chair that I'll do her a facial massage on that. And it's great. She's just, and then it goes back up and can go back to work, kind of thing, at her desk. Yeah. So that you don't remove a lot and prep much. So it's quite. It's good for that kind of reason. And the feet, of course, quite simple to put into a hot tub of water. Yeah. Soaking them. So that's great. That's excellent. You've really inspired me again to look into a bit more. But what other is kind of the Aroma feet work? Is there anything else that you will do, like any lymphatic drainage kind of work, or
I do.
What other CBT?
I do.
Like pregnancy.
Say again, sorry, David.
Pregnancy massage? Do you do?
No, I actually gave up on pregnancy massage. So when anybody ever inquires about pregnancy, I actually pass them on to a lovely lady who's local to me. But a number of years ago, I had a bulging disc that was a real problem, and so it's a weak area for me now. And I think the angle that you have to work at with a pregnant lady just always triggers it for me. So sadly, I had to give that part up. So I still work on pregnant ladies with feet and things like that, but when it comes to a full body treatment, I don't. But a lot of ladies, a lot of pregnant ladies want blends, so that's a huge part of my business as well. Making bespoke blends, and I love that side. It's very therapeutic.
Okay, so when you graduated at Neal's Yard, did you instantly kind of set up your own practice?
No. Did I? Yes, I did. And you know what? And I'd say this to other people who are thinking of going on this journey. When I started training at Neal's Yard, I don't know what happened to me. It must have been a bout of adrenaline, because I literally went crazy and just threw myself for 2 years. And I apologise to all my friends who I hardly saw for 2 years, because it was just, this course was everything. And I was so desperate to learn and everything else, that what I did in the very early stages was I advertised for bodies. And you can imagine I got some rather peculiar responses and whatever, but I all of a sudden had like 80 people on a waiting list who wanted to come to me for a treatment. And of course it was free of charge, because I was a student and I was training, and they'd give me a few pounds for my sort of essential oils. But so I had so many volunteers to start, and then case studies. So when I qualified, all those people became my clients. So I had a business from day one. I was so fortunate. So it was quite overwhelming, from being a student to being fully qualified and having a thriving business. So
Wow.
I say to anybody, get your bodies, get people on your side. And, and the wonderful thing is these people are my clients, but, over the years now, they're also really, really good friends. And they come and see me regularly. And it's amazing. Just amazing.
That's such a good way to do it. Such a good way to pursue, to start off a business without you thinking about it even. It was,
yes.
The object, get practice and learn, and then bang, you've got a client base, which is...
But I think it was like, get your business head on, even when those bodies were there and I wasn't qualified, I kind of went into it treating it as a business. It was, obviously I was very professional, but it was just how I sort of meant to go on. So it was wonderful, really wonderful. And then yes, I could start. I mean, the hardest thing was after, of course, treating these people, I then had to ask them for money because, it was a business and I really felt so uncomfortable with that. But, they wanted to pay. So, it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great, because probably the way they looked at it, they had, X amount of treatments for free. And now, so if you add to how much they're paying, they're still ahead of the game kind of thing in that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Do you, with your practice, is oil, you were mentioning about oil blending part of it as well. So can you tell me a bit about, so it's not just the massage work and the body work, you also focus on blends and things like that? Yeah.
So with the aromatherapy treatments, they would always go away with their bespoke blend anyway, which I'm sure most aromatherapists do the same anyway. But when we went into the first lockdown, and after the facial treatments, I would also make a bespoke facial oil. So I was sort of doing, bespoke aromatherapy oil for full body and a bespoke facial oil, but not much more than that. I'd done a few product courses and realised that, this was kind of a calling as well, because I really enjoyed that side. But again, hadn't done anything with it. And then COVID hit, and it was the first lockdown. And of course, we had to close the business. And clients were contacting me saying, but what am I going to do? I can't see you. Could I have a blend that reminds me of your treatment room and the aromas in your treatment room? I said, yeah, of course. So, socially distancing and whatever, I would go and drop off their blend. They'd come to the front door and pick it up from me. And I thought, okay, I need to do more with this. So I developed products, and I did a lot of online stuff during the lockdowns. And I went on to develop a product range. A lot of the products are bespoke, so I make them for my clients or somebody who, has a consultation with me, even if they don't have to see me. We've had Zoom chats and whatever. And then I took the plunge, and I have had some products safety tested, and that was really, really exciting. So I decided to develop some facial oils, seasonal facial oils, because, every season skincare changes. You wouldn't wear a t-shirt in the middle of winter, and you wouldn't wear a jumper in the height of summer. And I thought, well, you wouldn't wear a thick cream in the summer and blah, blah, blah. So it took about 5-6 months of formulating and testing and everything else. And they all passed. And it was fantastic. It was such a moment. And now I sell those, and they've gone really, really well, and people love them. So,
oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great story, considering how bad, COVID has been terrible and affecting lives in a lot of ways in businesses. So I love it how you've adapted to do something else, which, as well, a compliment. Fantastic. We have a question from Remedies. You might be able to see it. They're saying, who safety tested your oils?
Okay, so there's a number of places that you can go to. I had some done with Oxford Biosciences, and then there's another company called Collins Consultancy. There are loads out there if you Google them. All sorts of people will test your products.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, I something I haven't done myself on a big scale like that, but it's good to know that.
It's something that you do think about, also I think from a financial point of view, it was taking the plunge with that, because it's not a cheap experience to go through. So I really had to think through that, but it was worth it. It's paid for itself with all the sales. It's definitely paid for itself, which is excellent.
Wow, that's in such a short time too. If I could say that, that's fantastic. Oh, good on you. That's so. And considering, also, sorry, go on.
No, sorry, I was going to say, David. Also, Ray might shoot me here for mentioning his name, but Ray, if anybody wants to or is thinking of developing products, Ray at the ATC is truly the most generous man I have ever met, and you can email him, and I was emailing him, asking him all sorts of questions, and he was fantastic. So if anybody requires help, or I have actually started mentoring people as well, so people who want to start formulating skincare, I get texts at all time of the day and night about it.
Yeah, and I can imagine also trying to set up, find a reputable supply chain to help you with that. The manufacturing, the packaging, and the whole bit would have taken a bit of time and a lot of research. So, and just even the marketing and brand, getting the labels all sorted, and your look, you're going to a designer or whatever. So there's a whole lot, massive involvement there. So you've done it.
I took that plunge as well. So also during lockdown, my sister made a comment to me, and only a sibling can say this, but she looked at my label and she said, "Mandy, it looks really homemade." I thought, oh gosh, I've got to do something about this. So I actually went and had a rebrand, and it's amazing. I love it. I gave the lady ideas. I knew what I wanted in my mind, and she just hit the nail on the spot and did exactly what I wanted. So I had a rebrand as well, which really, really helped the business. So.
Okay. That was because I actually thought when you said that, homemade's all right. There's nothing wrong with. I kind of know what you mean as well. There's a balance between it looking homemade and vintage homemade kind of.
I actually quite liked it, but it was ever when somebody says something to you and then it kind of eats away at you, and I thought, gosh, okay, I need to do something about this, and so it didn't change that much, but it does look a lot more professional now. So yes, thank you, Emma.
It's old time for some bespoke clients, then like a few one-offs. Then I suppose So what is it? Is it cream, oils, and balms, and that kind of thing?
Yeah, there's a long list. So I do. Oh my gosh, I do a cleansing melt, a cleansing oil. The facial oils, not only the ones that have been safety tested, but people also like their own bespoke blends, so I make those. Creams for all sorts of aches and pains, psoriasis, eczema. Oh gosh, it's a massive list. Yeah, I do lots of blending.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look at your website and suss it out. But that's fantastic. Oil-wise, I always ask everyone this question towards the end of our chats. What are some favourite oils? If you've got one, brilliant. But if you've got a few, what are some of your favourites?
I've got loads, but my favourite oils, one of my favourites at the moment, and I think it's, oils are, at certain times of the year, you use certain oils, don't you? So ginger. Lots of people really don't like ginger. I absolutely adore ginger.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really, as a lot of people have spoken to on the live stream here have said, ginger, they're not so favourite ones. So that's really great.
Yeah, no, ginger is so warming. So I love to use ginger. Vetiver for me is one of the most grounding oils ever. As soon as I smell that, it's incredible. And frankincense.
Yep.
Frankincense, I always use frankincense before a facial massage, and I literally just raising my hands above the client's head with frankincense, and they all lie there and go, oh, deepens the breath. It's just the most incredible oil. And I will never forget, and I think one of the reasons why it's so special is when I was taking my exam, I had one of those moments. It was the written exam, and I sat there and took a deep breath, and I was so overwhelmed because it was pretty hard. And I sat there with my head in my hands, and Victoria came over to me with frankincense on a tissue, and she whispered, she said, "Breathe this in." And I did. And it just helped no end. So it's my special oil. Definitely my special.
That's definitely a Victoria thing to do, that's for sure. That's so sweet.
She is a sweetheart, yeah.
No, we got another comment here from Ballard Garden Darren saying, ginger CO2 is fabulous.
Yes, it's so fresh.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
That's Maria. Hello, Maria, who's commenting about ginger CO2. Yeah, it's I find with the CO2, it's like cutting into a fresh piece of ginger. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I agree.
Yeah. Ginger's one of my favourites as well. Whether it be the herb as a tea and for cooking, the whole thing, amazing across the board. So, I'm definitely with you there. And frankincense and vetiver as well. Vetiver's up my top 3 at least. It's very something about it. It's just really grounding and
I make I treat children who have autism, and vetiver is always the number one for grounding them. It's just miraculous. It's wonderful. Just a simple blend of, say, vetiver and lavender just works a treat with the child. So it's a very powerful oil, very powerful.
Yeah, it's great. What about some of your least favourite or ones that you just can't get along with?
Okay, one of my least favourite. Oh, gosh. So what's the one that smells of... Oh, my brain's gone. It smells to me of manure and farmyards. The thing that helps you... oh, David, I can't... It helps you sleep and...
Valerian?
Valerian, thank you. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Really can't get on with valerian. And another one I struggle with, although I've grown to love it, used to be jasmine. Jasmine would be in class, and Victoria would get jasmine out, and I would be, I can't handle jasmine. It's so strong, but in smaller amounts, it's just perfect and stunning. So you grow to love things.
Yeah, that's absolutely, you do over time, and you kind of taste change. And I think when you come across, maybe you've been trying not such a good one, or a brand that it's a bit old or whatever, and you find one that really nice. I've been like that with citruses over the summer. I've been never liked citruses at all.
Really?
But now I really like them. So it's just finding.
It's so true what you say actually about different brands, how they can really vary obviously quality, but in aroma, how they can smell so different. No, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, so true.
Different chemotype take into consideration, and that if you don't like one, maybe find another. But then again, with valerian, it's pretty
not for
universally kind of has that aroma. I found variances in it, but not a lot. To change it fully, make it smell, this is really sweet and fresh. I don't mind. I don't mind valerian. I used to use it when I was on the Isle of Wight on a couple of people. One was a Parkinson's patient that lost their sense of smell through Parkinson's. So he had no smell, so it was like valerian, 12 drops, 25, and just bang. That's all I used on her. And she went straight to sleep, literally. Yeah. And she really, and she felt great from it. But one thing I learned very quickly is don't use it in treatment, because I used it at a clinic where I was working. The whole place stunk, and the owner was lovely. Jane, her husband came in one day and was like, "What the hell is that smell?" It was just like, "No, can't use that, and don't ever use that." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, I forget." It's very, very Marmite. You either
love or hate it. Love or hate it.
Yeah,
I
agree with you there.
There are so many other wonderful oils out there that can also help with relaxation and sleep, and I would tend to go for those, rather than
No, that's understandable, because it is very divisive. That is for sure. Oh, Mandy, at the end now of our half hour, geez, that went quick, but I just wanted to say thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I know you more as well. And is it okay if I pop your contact details in? I'm pointing below when I post the video up later, so get in touch with you.
Please do. No, please do. No, it's been a real pleasure. I really enjoyed chatting to you, David. Thank you.
No, it was great. It was really nice. And let's keep in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. Well, I hope you have a great week. And thanks everyone for joining. So a lot of people, it can be viewed later. And I'll send the link out via the IFPA Facebook as well in the next couple of days. So thanks again, Mandy.
Thank you. Take care, David. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.